the back of my hand. My name is Christy. I will be your tour guide today. I'd like to welcome you to Icy Strait Point. If you haven't had a chance to explore yet, I'll make sure to point it out again when we get back. That way you can if you would like to. But to give you a brief history on the location itself, Icy Strait Point actually started out as a fish cannery back in 1912. Now at that time it was actually known as the Hoonah Packing Company. And they canned fish here off and on from 1912 until 1953. 1953 they canned their last can. And at that time it became a storage facility for the fishermen in this area. They stored their nets and their crab pots here when they weren't using them. Now in 1999 is when the Hoonah Total Corporation purchased the property and turned it into what you see today. We accepted our first cruise ship in 2004, and pre-COVID we managed to make it up to 135 ships in one season. Now this year, with that second dock being brand new, we plan to just barely break that number with 241 ships scheduled. But then Skagway had to go and have some issues with one of its docks and some rock slides, and we picked up the slack. So now I think at last count, we are up to about 315 ships coming to see us this year, which is more than double our previous record. Alright, let's make sure everybody made it down. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you are. Alright. Sometimes the hardest part is making it out of the drive. Alright guys, so the speed limit in town is 20 miles an hour. We're going to try to stay at that, okay? The police department really doesn't like us so much. We really block up traffic. Alright, so this body of water that you're looking at here, guys, is not the same body of water that your ship is docked in. Your ship is actually sitting in the icy straits. But this particular body of water, if you look at it on a map, it's called Port Frederick. But the locals here call it Hoonah, or Brown Bear Bay. It is 18 miles long. At its widest point, it's 2 miles wide. But it is over 500. So anytime you're by the water, you want to keep an eye out for honey wildlife. Orcas, stellar sea lions, harbor seals, doll porpoise. We have 5 Pacific salmon in these waters. We have the chum, the sockeye, the king, the silver, and the pinks. We also get cod, we get halibut. We have 3 crabs out here, the tenor, the dungeness, and the king. Clams, cockles, you name it. We got it right here in this bay, okay? Now, in case nobody told you guys, we are on an island. This is Chichikov Island. It is 75 miles long by 50 miles wide. It's the 3rd largest in Alaska and forest. So because of that, we had to stop commercially harvesting. Now I know some places like Washington and Oregon have gone to helicopter harvesting. But to me that sounds a little crazy. One, if regular unleaded is so high, imagine what helicopter fuel would cost. But 2, our weather here doesn't really play nice with helicopters. You'll notice not only are we in a national forest here, now for those of you not aware, Kodiak is also an island in Alaska that is north of us, closer to Anchorage. Bumpy, guys, but it's only a bunch of potholes, so it's nothing these Jeeps can't handle. And that's because the Forestry Service doesn't maintain this portion of the road anymore. Because we don't commercial harvest on the island anymore, they only maintain about 100 miles of that main road up there now. These little secondary secondary roads are no longer maintained. Now the reason why we can't eat the skunk cabbage technically, and it's called the mother-in-law's leaf, is because there is a calcium that grows on the leaf. That if by chance it is accidentally ingested, it will inflame your larynx and not allow you to talk for 3 or 4 days. Yep, I said it, days. And let's face it, no matter how much we love our mother-in-laws, every once in a while we probably really wish they would just be quiet for 3 or 4 days. Oh, just kidding, guys, just kidding. I'm sure everybody in this group either has or is a fantastic mother-in-law, right? But icy straits, how that actually got its name is when the Russians first started coming through this area, the glaciers were way bigger, okay? And they would calve or break off. And they would leave icebergs out there in the straits. And when the Russians first came through here, they almost didn't make it through the